What is going on, guys? Welcome back. Abel here with STL Tones. Today we're going to be taking a look at your July update for the AmpHub plugin. You guys are getting a new amplifier. This is the Pyros Archaean 50 V2. Now this is based on a PRS Archon amplifier and a sick amplifier. It is. The signal chain for this is going to be this minus Duvel Elite. It's got Seymour Duncan pickups in it. We're going into a Universal Audio Aero interface. We're going into Cubase, and of course we're going to be running AmpHub. So without further ado, even though sometimes there's more ado, without further ado, let's hop on screen and check out these tones. All right, hopping on screen, if you guys see the interface, it's a 2-channel amplifier with a presence and a depth for your power section. Now, just quickly to note, you guys see on the left-hand side, you have a volume switch. Now, the volume switch is your gain. So if you're looking at that EQ panel trying to figure out where the gain knob is, that's going to be your gain knob. And if you look over to the right, you're going to have a master. That's going to be your actual volume. So you can mess with those two. Think of pre-post and think of pre-gain and post-gain. Like you would see like on a PV or something like that. So that's how that works. You guys have a lead and clean channel, and you have a bright switch for both channels. So let's start checking out these tones. Let's start with the lead channel. I already have a tone dialed in. Now the way I usually set these up is I go to my Red Beast preset that you guys will find, you should find them in your AmpHub plugin, and that's how I just use that to set up my cab. So whenever I click on Red Beast, it sets up my cab for me the way that I like to have it run with my microphone set the way they are, and I always use that as a baseline to start stuff. If you have a sort of cabinet combination you like and you just have a mic combination that you like, I recommend starting there most of the time. Set up your cab section and then kind of go over to the amp. Now, if you don't like your tone after that, of course, go in there and start messing around with all the various cabs and microphone options that you have, which are plenty in the AmpHub plugin. But for me, it's a good foundation, and that way I know that I'm starting with an impulse response that I like. So on the front, I'm running the Maxon 808 overdrive, which is my favorite overdrive because not only is it just very familiar to me, but it's just a really easy pedal to dial in. In terms of options, I don't have all this new stuff that's been added, which can be good if you're looking for a ton of options, but this one's just very straightforward, and it typically is usually always going to be run the same way, which is how you guys see it on screen. So this is the tone that I came up with, and it's more of a metal tone. You guys know me by now, but let's check this out. Okay, so no surprise there. We have a sick metal chug tone dialed in, which is going to be pretty easy. I mean, this is a PRS Archon 50, so you're not going to have a hard time dialing in really sick metal tones. We are going to explore other tones here because there's some really cool stuff you can do with this amplifier. There's a lot of space. So let's shut that off right now, and let me give you guys an unmanipulated tone. We're going to go back to noon on our EQs. Put my gain back up where it is, master where it's at. And this is what it sounds like just turned on. Obviously, you guys don't have any pedals in front. That's the bright switch engaged. Sounding good there. It's a pretty low endy saturated tone. I don't know if that's just the way the amp runs, but it's got a lot of low end to it. So first thing I did was cut some of that. So you can get pretty heavy with it without running any pedals in front. Of course, if you want to tighten that bottom end up, you want to get those clear mids and that clean boost, you're going to need a pedal, but it still sounds really good without it, obviously depending on what you're going for. But that's with the gain all the way up, by the way, which is the volume knob. Having no problem with those clear rock tones if you want to gain down and just get more of a classic type of a tone, not too saturated. You're not looking for that chug, right? You're just looking for some clarity, and some overdrive sounds really good for that too. All right, we're going to circle back to the lead channel in a minute, but we're going to head over to this clean tone. This clean tone sounds exceptional. So let's head over there. Let me get this back to where it was. And here we go. By the way, one thing I do recommend you guys do is head over to your input here and set your input. That's going to really help you with your volume levels. Sometimes you may find that your clean channels are very low. Probably means you're not setting your input correctly, so that's why you're having to overcompensate with all that volume afterwards. So just a quick note. All right, so let's check this thing out. The bright is off, and let's hear what this sounds like. Let's start with the neck position. Cool, clean tone. Let's just add some EQ. And then let's engage the bright switch. I do like that bright switch engaged. All right, let's check out some effects. And as we do, let's throw on something nice and flashy. Let's kick that on. I'm a huge fan of that space verb, man, but let's go more a traditional route here. Let's throw just a digital delay. We don't need that thing going crazy. Let's make sure we time sync it so that we're not all over the place with that. And let's throw a reverb on here, just a digital reverb. Of course, you have a slew of options with reverbs right now in that post EQ section or in that post effect section. So I recommend messing with those, but let's get this on here, of course, nothing crazy. And this is something that I do for my tone. You know, it just depends on what you're going for, but I like to throw a basic compressor on stuff. What that allows me to do is to bring up those low, if you're trying to dial in a good tone, instead of just voluming up to where you want to hear it, I recommend trying a compressor and voluming up through the compressor. What that does for me is it allows me to have a much more even volume throughout everything that I'm playing, because with clean tones, obviously you're not just always going to be going crazy on it like you are with distorted heavy tones. Sometimes you're going to be, plucking things low. Sometimes you're going to be plucking things, hard to get volume out of it. And so this will really even that out and give it a nice tone. That's what I like to do anyway. Sounds pretty cool, but let's get fun with it here and let's throw some drive. Max on, always my pedal of choice. Let's get some drive on here, nothing too crazy. What do we got? Love the way low gain lead tones sound. This amp is awesome. All right, so what I want to try to do now is let's stay on the clean side of things here. And let's just hear a split coil tone. See how glassy this can get. Now I'm going to volume up a little bit, but that's just to compensate for the fact that whenever I do my split coil tone on this guitar at least, I do get some volume cut. So I'm going to boost that a little bit. See what that does. That is a beautiful, beautiful lead tone. Okay, like I said, let's circle back around to the lead channel and let's get kind of crazy with this. I do love lead channels. I do love the chugs. So we knew this was going to happen. We knew we were coming back here. All right, so let's dial my tone back in that I had before. Let's turn off this compressor, as we should. And just because I have a weird OCD thing, I want this to be in the front on this first slot instead of the second one, just because I've got like mental issues, I don't know. And let's dial that back in. Ooh, effects. Never doubt the power of the vibrato, my friend. I'm not gonna lie, I think I have a favorite go-to amplifier for chug tone now. That attack, see the way it picks up the pick? All right, that's pretty much gonna wrap things up for me. As you guys can see, there's probably a million different tones that you guys can dial in with this amplifier. Of course, what I love about it most is the ease of use. You have two channels, both of them sound awesome, and there's not a lot that you have to do to them to make them sound good. With that lead channel, all I needed to do was throw that pedal in front, a couple of EQ moves, and it sounds great. So that's really typically what I'm personally looking for. Options are good, yes, I get that, but I like to be able to just really hop on screen, dial in an amazing tone, whether if I'm about to record something, I'm trying to record a demo or idea, that's typically what I go for. So this is a sick, sick amplifier to do that. Of course, if you guys are watching this, that means this is now live and available for download over at stltones.com, so head on over there and download or update your AmpHub, and you're gonna have this bad boy in your collection. If you guys enjoyed the video, please hit that like, that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you see all the new videos and products that STL Tones is rolling out. My name's Abel Hernandez, and I'm gonna catch you guys on the next video.